Shanti Patha. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranashchakshushrottramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakaranastu Anirakaranam mestu Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu Dharmaste mai santu te mai santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. See, here so many times he said Anirakaranam mestu, and more he has said about I should not reject Brahman. Now what happened to Agni and Vayu? They rejected Brahman. Even then Brahman appeared. Brahman did not reject them, but they rejected. Even after getting in touch, getting an association also, they were not humble enough to try to know who is he and what. They were fully preoccupied with their own power. They failed, so they came back. They are not interested in knowing who is that. Although Brahman himself has given the vision, but this is what is meant by this Anirakaranam, that we should not reject. They may not Brahma also abandon us. But the more important is Brahman doesn't abandon anybody because he is our Atma. So we abandon ourselves by our ego. We keep ourselves separated from Brahman, from our real identity. Now we will go to yesterday. कितना तक हुआ था? 4.3 हो गया ना? नहीं. अच्छा. Yesterday that Vidan Chakara, that I checked. Actually in the book itself it is written. I have read earlier also, but I forgot. This is we call it Arsha Prayoga. Actually it is a mistake. It should be Vidan Chakruhu. That is plural. It is not Chakara. According to grammar it should be Chakruhu. But Vedic grammar was different and they might have used in a different manner some. So the first one is Vidan Chakara because it is Indraha Vidan Chakara, singular. Whereas in 4.2, it is Te Vidan Chakruhu. So we will not change in the shloka, in the mantra, but within bracket we can write actually it means Vidan Chakruhu. Just like Tasyai there is one who should be Tasyaha. Like that. Some like changes Vedic are there. Now let us read once more from the 4th chapter, 1st verse onward. Sa brahmeti hovacha Why Sa? Because they are referring to Uma, Haimavati. It is Strilinga. Sa Brahma iti ha uvacha. Sa uvacha ha Brahma iti. That she said, Uma said that is Brahman. Because Indra asked that who appeared and vanished in the Akasha from us. So Uma said that it is Brahman. Sa Brahmeti hovacha Brahmano va etad vijaye mahiyadvamiti. Brahman, it is what you were taking pride in, it is actually Brahman's victory only. So Brahman appeared to tell you that it was not you, but Brahman. The victory is to be credited to Brahman, but you were boasting about it, so he wanted to break your ahankara. Tato haiva vidanchakara brahmeti. So he came to know that it was Brahman. Indra came to know that it was Brahman. Tataha ha eva Indraha vidanchakara etat Brahma iti. Indra came to know that it was Brahman only. देखा था सब. I think only the Dhvam is Vidhiling, Madhyama Purusha Bhavavachana Atmanepadi. The other is lit. All are lit, but you can find out what are the details of the. That is homework I am telling every day, but you are not doing homework. Tasmad vaite deva Atitaramivanyan devan Yadagnirvayurindraste Yenat nedishtham pasparshuste Yenat prathamo vidanchakara brahmeti. Ete devaha indraha agnihi vayuhu enat brahma hi nedishtham pasparshuhu. This is how the devas, Indra, Vayu and Agni, Indra, Agni and Vayu, they came very close to. Pasparsha means touched Brahman. Actually it is not touched, but came very close to. Nedishtham means closest to Brahman. Amongst all the devas, they came closest. The other did not come to that extent at all. Tehi prathamaha enat yaksham Brahma iti vidanchakara. They only came to know for the first time that that Yaksha was Brahman. Tasmat vai te anyan devan atitaram iva. By that, their closeness to Brahman, by their coming close to the Brahman, at least even for a second or some little time, they superseded all other devas in their power. See, in this Upanishad itself, they had said, Atmana vindate viryam, that the real courage comes from Atma Sakshatkara. So even if it is a small, some little time, fraction of Atma Sakshatkara also, that also will give us tremendous power. That touch of our Atma will give us tremendous power which is greater than all other worldly powers. And in this case they are saying not only these worldly powers but the Devas powers also. That you will not be affected, you will not be fearful of any other power at all. Tasmad va indro atitaram Ivanyan devan Tasmadva Indro Atitaramivanyan Devan Sa Hyanannidishtham Pasparsha Sa Hyenannidishtham Pasparsha Sahyena prathamo vidanchakara brahmeti. He says, Saha Indraha, he enat Brahma nedishtham pasparsha. Earlier they said Indra, Vayu and Agni. Now he is saying specially about Indra because all others they came back. But Indra's case was different. Not only that, Prathamaha tatha Saha Prathamaha enat yaksham Brahma iti vidanchakara hi. He is the first person to know that this yaksha was Brahman. The others did not know. He only came to know first. Tasmad Vayendraha Anyan Devan Atitaram Iva. Actually, these Ivas are like Evas. So, in our interpretation, they have changed. Shankaracharya also has changed into it like Eva. Because Eva means like. It is somewhat like. But Eva means emphasis. That is how he superseded all other devas, excelled all other devas in their power. Here also, Pasparsha is lit, Ekavachanam Prathama Purusha, Vidanchakara lit, Ekavachanam Prathama Purusha. Atitaram also should be lit, perhaps. What is it? Have you seen? No. Sure. Now, the story is over. They are now giving two Adeshaha. Adeshaha means instructions. Now, in this case, Adeshaha, Shankaracharya has written Adesha means explaining the truth with an Upama. Upama means illustration. Although Brahma is Nirupama, Brahman cannot be given any Upama at all. They try to give Upama so that it becomes Buddhigrahya, that to some extent we are able to understand. Shankaracharya has said Mandamati Buddhigrahya, those who are dull-headed for them. So, if we are intelligent, we should not need any Upama. So, the first is that Tasya Eshaha Adeshaha iti Adidaivatam. This is the Adesha, the instruction in the context of divinity. Adidaivatam means divine. Adibhautikam means objective, worldly, world-related. So here they are not talking about world-related. Suppose Adibhautikam is even when we are worshipping idol, just as a thinking that the deity is represented by the stone idol or not represented, considering the idol to be the Deva. That means our vision is so gross that we are considering God to be that stone or that wood or the piece of wood. So then the worship becomes Adibhautika. That is, our vision is entangled with the objects only. So that they are not discussing, because repeated shloka in the second chapter, perhaps repeatedly they say Naidam Yadidam Upasate. Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. Whatever you worship as idam, different from you, that is not the Brahman. So naturally Adibhautikam, Adibhutam, they have not discussed here. Only two things are there, Adidaivata and Adhyatmika. These are the two, 4.4 and 4.5. Two instructions are given. In 4.4 they are saying, Tasyaisha Adesho Tasya Eshaha Adeshaha. tasya isha desho yadetad vidyuto vyaddutat a. Tada likha hai, but it is better to split it, otherwise we will not remember. This is a very strange language. It is vyaddutat a. A means iva. So if we read vyaddutada, then it is not tada or anything like that. So I am reading, cutting it. Vyaddutat a. Actually vyaddutada, but three need not be considered. It is to the samagana and all with that. It is pronunciation related. Like that gum, that Chandrabindu they have used for Anuswara. It is gum to be used. These are all to do with the singing. So that three you can remove. Vyaddutat a. See, there are very strange things here. Then comes see the next word, itinyami mishada. It is actually iti, it. There is an it. It means cha. These are all old Vedas, so these are there. Iti, it. So it becomes iti, it. Iti, it becomes iti, it. Long e. Iti, it. Then iti, it, then nyami is coming. So that tahlan becomes nahalant. Iti, it, nyami becomes itinyami. Nyami mishat. Again that shada it has come. Nyami mishat. This nyami mishat, it must be again lit or something. I don't know. You have to find out. It has come from nimesha, that as the blinking of the eye. It won't be lit because they will not use past tense here. Vyaddutat, whatever the vibhakti, it will be same as nyami mishat. It should be Vidhiling or something perhaps. Vidhiling comes with that tahalant, na, generally. Ityadhidaivatam tasya isha adesho yadetad vidyuto vyaddutat a. Itinyami mishada. Nyami mishat a becomes nyami mishada. Ityadhidaivatam. Daivatam. Why? What is that? Daivatam. Generally Daivatam is Daivam बोलने से भी ठीक है, but in the books it is Daivatam. Adhidaivam also is that. Bhagavad Gita comes with Adhidaivam. Adhidaivatam also is. So tasya eshaha adeshaha. So this is the adesha for that. What is that? Yat etad vidyutaha vyaddutat a iti. As the lightning flashes. Vyaddutat means vidyut. From vidyut means lightning. Vidyutaha means lightning. The lightning, that flashing of the lightning, from that noun itself it is becoming verb. Vyaddutat means flashing of the lightning. Yat etad vidyutaha vyaddutat a. That means like, iva. As the flash of the lightning. This is one upama, one illustration. Similarly, yat cha chakshuhu nyami mishat a. It. Also, it means cha. Also, as the blinking of an eye. Chakshuhu Nyamimishat means blinking. Nimishan. Unmishan, nimishan. Bhagavad Gita has unmishan, nimishan api. Khulna, bandhuna. Blinking. Iti adhidaivatam. This is the instruction, the adhidaivata instruction. Now, this is what happened with the Devas also, with the Indra, Agni and Vayu. What happened? Brahma appeared and vanished. When Indra went near, he vanished. It is like the flashing of a lightning or the blinking of an eye. Even when we are not entangled to the adhibhuta, that is not thinking the deity is the gross object only. When we are if we are doing a worship, we are thinking that the idol is representing some deva. The deva is subtle, but I am using it only as an idol. So in the upasana, you may have a vision of your Ishtadeva or even your Atma. There can be a sakshatkara, a vision coming in. But that vision will be like a flash of a lightning. That also is great, like the Devas had it. But it will not be staying with you. It is not stable. Not only that, here how it is happening you have to think. Because we are considering as Deva somebody external to me. So it is appearing, and actually what is happening is my Atma only. The Brahman is the Atma only. Whatever vision we are having of the Deva, be it Shiva, Durga, whatever, that vision is in the Atma only, because whatever experience we are taking place, it is happening in the Atma. He is appearing in the consciousness. But because of our ideas that the Deva is somebody sitting somewhere in the yonder sky or so, we consider that our mind makes the Deva appear and disappear. Suppose those who are doing Vishnu Sahasranam Yajna, if we can create a very good atmosphere with the chanting and the flower decoration, everything together, the audio-visual effect is created. And this continuous chanting going on for 4 hours or so, and with interpretation initial and all, Swamiji explains also. So many people have vision. This is quite common. We have seen that they start shedding tears, and when they come, they sometimes become, हम लोग जो बोलते हैं ना, भर होता है, मतलब they get, what do you call it? Bhava. And when they go prostrating, you can know that, you can feel that they are, many of them expresses also that darshan hua. It is a darshan for them. What happens is that they are thinking that, as it is explained, that Vishnu Bhagavan will come down and he will sit. Actually, what they are seeing also, it is because of the audiovisual effect, their mind attains a very high sattva guna level. And because of that, the whatever is there, Ishtadeva or Vishnu or so, the mind creates. It is the Atma only. So what they have come in touch with is the Atma. We are not coming in touch with anything else. Whatever we are doing, even when we are killing another also, we are coming in touch with the Atma. But we don't feel that it is godly, it is divine. Because of our feeling, because of our ideas, because of our constricted mindset. Are you able to understand that? So, they also will have this as a flash of light, flash of the lightning or the blinking of the eyes. So that is why this instruction is called Adhidaivatam. Next is coming Adhyatmam. Adhyatmam means whatever instructions are in the context of the soul. Atma. In Bhagavad Gita, Adhyatma is defined as Svabhavo Adhyatmam Uchyate. What is Adhyatma? Swabhavaha. Swabhavaha means our I, that Swa is the I, the Atma. The expression of that is called the Adhyatma. So here also that is the Adhyatma. So he is explaining that. In Adhyatma what will happen? You understand very clearly the difference in self, in the seeking of self-realization or seeking the self. We have to finally take to it, because self is nothing but what we are. And it is an entirely mind intelligence dependent pursuit. So the mind has to be purified, that it takes the form of the self. So we cannot leave it. It cannot be just a flash of light seen once. It has to become, I have to become that. So it is a continuous process of maturation, integration, transformation. Just like the buttermilk, that once the butter is had, then it floats in the same buttermilk. So these two differences he is making. Whereas he has taken the example of the Devas also, that what the Devas had is the flash of the lightning and blinking of the eyes. But Indra went a little further. Indra talked to Uma, Haimavati, who represents Vidya. Now, how much they have not discussed fully, whether it was complete or not, they have not discussed. Now, if that Vidya is taken care of, that is what happened in Indra's case, he did not come back. He closed his eyes and started thinking about Brahman only, thinking about the Yaksha. So his mind was focused on Yaksha when Vidya appeared and Vidya explained to him. Now it could have been that the Vidya's explanation is complete, then that Vidya will deal with his avidya and whatever remains is the truth. Finally, this is the way that Vidya means whatever we are studying, trying to understand Brahman, that is called Vidya. That Vidya actually not creating anything new. That Vidya is only offsetting, only removing the avidya which is covering the truth. That avarana is being removed. When the cover is removed, then whatever remains, that is the truth. That cannot be expressed by anything. Vidya can go up to that only to remove the avidya. Beyond that, Vidya also cannot reach. There is a shloka in Sarva Vedanta Sara, na? Huh? I had written down some. That one is different, I think. Could be Sarva Vedanta Sara Sangraha, there is one. I don't know, we can check up. My book, it is written 996. If it is Shankaracharya's, it may not be Shankaracharya's. You can see it. It is a very good shloka, very pinpointing shloka. It says, Tad Vidya Vishayam Brahma Satya Jnana Sukhatmakam. Tat Vidya Vishayam Brahma Satya Jnana Sukhatmakam. Shantam cha tadatitam cha param brahma uchyate. Taduchyate. Shantam cha tadatitam cha param brahma taduchyate. He says that tad vidya vishayam brahma. As long as whatever we can experience as Satya Jnana Sukhatmakam, Satchidananda. Sat means Satya, Chit means Jnana actually. Chit means the consciousness. The Jnana is consciousness only. The ultimate Jnana, Advaya Jnana, is the consciousness, the Atma. Satya Jnana Sukhatmakam, Satchit Ananda. So this Satchit Ananda is the expression within the Vidya which you can experience. Beyond that, the Param Brahma, it is not experienceable, expressible, cannot be reached by mind. It cannot become a Vishaya of the Vidya, because then it becomes objectivized. So, Shantam cha, Tadatitam cha, that is, it is still transcending that which is the peace itself, the manifest peace itself. That is not Satyajnana Sukhatmakam. You cannot have any bliss or anything there. It is absolutely Shanta. Param Brahma Uchyate. There is no expression, nothing. You just check whether it is 996, it is there or not. Huh? So, he says now 4.5c. Atha Adhyatmam. Now he is giving the Adhyatma instruction, that is in the context of the soul. Now the instructions, Atha means now, the instructions in the context of the soul. Swarupa, soul. Atha adhyatmam. Hey, what is that? This is 3 point? 4 point? Oh, it's starting in a different manner, no? 4.5. How the 3 is always coming in, I don't know. I have taken out only 4. Now the 4 is hiding and 3 has come. नहीं ठीक है सब कुछ. 4.5. Atha is not there, no? It is there. Athadhyatmam yadetad gacchativa yadetad gacchativa cha manaha anena chaitad upasmarati abhikshnam sankalpaha athadhyatmam yadetat gacchativa chamanonena chaitad upasmaratyabhikshnam sankalpaha. Now he is saying atha adhyatmam. Now therefore, the instructions on the soul in the context of the soul. Yat manaha, yat etat manaha. What is that? Where is that? Yat etat manaha gacchati iva. Gacchati iva. That means the mind as if it is going. When we are trying to reach the Brahman, reach the truth, reach the Atma, the mind, we try to send the mind to that concept, as if the mind is going and trying to reach. But it is not able to reach. But it is trying to go. Cha sadhakaha anena manasa etat abhikshnam cha upasmarati. These two are important. Abhikshnam. This abhikshnam means thinking about it nirantaram, brisham, intensely. Thinking about it relentlessly and intensely. Both are the meaning of abhikshnam. Both, the same word means both. Intensely and relentlessly. Cha upasmarati, and he goes on rotating in his mind the whatever he has learned about the Brahman, that is the concept of the Brahman, he goes on rolling in his mind. This is called Brahma Vritti, that as we go on thinking, contemplating on Brahman, to attain the soul, we have to completely one-pointedly think about the Brahman. That is called Brahma Vritti. It has to become from Shravana, Manana, it has to become Nididhyasana. Shravana means listening to the truth about the Brahman. Manana means analyzing with our buddhi, thinking about it this way, that way. But the Manana is interrupted. It is raised by the doubts are raised by the mind and we are thinking about it. We are not yet convinced about the truth. So we are analyzing and it gets cut also. We are again involved in various worldly things and all. Finally, it becomes Nididhyasana when the Manana is completed. That means we don't have any more doubt about the truth. We have understood very well, but we have not realized. So there the buddhi will no more be effortful. The buddhi will not again try to analyze and do this or do that. So it is a sahaja eka tattva ghanabhyasa, it is called. That is, ghana means there is no interruption, like the flow of oil. Tailadharavat. The mind will proceed towards that. Esha eva sankalpaha. This is the Brahma Vishaye Manasa Chinta. That is, Adhyatma instruction is this, that we have to think about the Brahman, initially analyze, then completely, one-pointedly, intensely and relentlessly think about the Brahman. So that the Brahman gets complete, our mind becomes the Brahman. By that what happens? The mind undergoes the Vishuddhi. It gets purified. Finally, whatever Brahman we will know, it is in the form of the mind only. Beyond that, we cannot experience that. That is what I just now I said, that shloka. Shantam cha tadatitam cha param brahma taduchyate. That we cannot express or make it a Vishaya of our knowledge. But this Vidya Vishayam, to make it, we have to have the Brahma Vritti as an one-pointed Nididhyasana. So actually in two shlokas he has given a lot. That one is the having the vision, as long as we are considering it as different from the Atma, it comes in a flash, but it also gives us lot of power and courage, because Atmana vindate viryam. But he also said that Vidyaya vindate amritam. That this knowledge practice which Adhyatmam he is suggesting, by that Vidya, the Avidya, the ignorance which is covering the mind now, that goes. And then Vidya destroys Avidya, the truth remains. This is the Sankalpaha, means this is the Brahma Vishaye Manasa Chinta. Eshaha eva Sankalpaha. We have to have that kind of a Sankalpa. So, although it is not a Vishaya of the mind, but by thinking about it, whatever other ideas about Brahman is that is going, as I am saying repeatedly, however much we may do, there will be a tendency to make the Brahman an object and know it as different from me. So more and more we think about it, we apply our intense contemplation on that. That tendency will be treated. Our bhoga pravritti, or our tendency to look for a second, look for something else, that tendency will get treated by the practice of the vidya, by the practice of the contemplation. So when that is treated, finally you will become effortless. You will not try to understand it anything as a different from you. So what will happen? It is just like surrender. You will simply leave the effort, and then it reveals itself. So they have said everything in this manner, although I'm not liking it. It's not given in a very, like Mundaka Upanishad or Kata Upanishad, that the shlokas are very powerful. And that they will say. But see how the stories are fabricated to relate it to that. That part is interesting. In Kathopanishad 2.3.5, they have mentioned about various, how it appears in different, that yatha darshe tatha atmani, then Pitriloke, Chaya Tapayoriva Brahmaloke, it ends with that. Yeah, Gandharva Loke something, Pitriloke something, that how it appears in the different, all those things are there. Now, Shankaracharya is saying here in the Bhashya, shall I read? Would you like to hear Sanskrit? Yacha anena manasa etad brahma upasmarati. Upasmarati means samipata smarati. Upa means pass mein. Upasmarati means it is not far off somewhere yonder in the sky. You may think of the God thinking that God is sitting in the yonder sky. It is not like that. It is upasmarati. Because you have to become that finally. That even upa will go, you have to become that finally. Upasmarati samipata smarati sadhakaha. Abhikshnam. Abhikshnam means bhrisham nirantaram va. Bhrisham means intense. Nirantaram means without any break. Nirantaram va. Sankalpascha manaso brahma vishayaha. By that Brahma becomes the vishaya of the mind. How we are saying it is vishaya of the mind, it cannot become vishaya of the mind. Mana upadhikatvat hi manasaha sankalpa smrityadi pratyayaihi avivyajyate. Brahma vishayik kriyamanam iva. By the application of the sankalpa, smriti, whatever concepts we have, everything, the mind is the upadhi of the Brahman. This is the word he has used. Mind itself, upadhi means the form. The Brahman form, the mind takes the form of the Brahman. Otherwise we will not know that. It will get into the memory when the mind takes its form. Other things will not be known. Ataha vidyunnimeshanavat adhidaivatam druta prakashana dharmi. It just comes as flash and goes. Whereas adhyatmam cha manah pratyaya samakalabhivyakti dharmi ityesha adesha. Whereas this adhyatma adesha is manah pratyaya samakalabhivyakti. This is also a great statement, that it should remain with all the vrittis of the mind. The other one is coming, flashing, going away. Here it is samakala with mind. It will be always there with the mind. It will be expressed to all the vrittis of the mind. Is it understandable? After that, he has said that when Brahman is expressed in this manner, even mandabuddhigamyam bhavatiti, it becomes mandabuddhigama also, that even the dull intellect also will be able to understand. Otherwise, nahi nirupadhikameva brahma mandabuddhivihi akalayitum shakyam. Because in common intellect, that nirupadhika Brahma, that without any form, people will not be able to contemplate on. So when it is presented in this manner, it helps the contemplation of the Brahman. Achha, let us go to the sixth. Tadhatadvanam nama tadvanamityupasitavyam saya etadevam veda saya etadevam veda abhihainam sarvani bhutani samvanchanti. Tadhatadvanam nama tadvanamityupasitavyam tadvanamityupasitavyam saya etadevam veda abhihainam sarvani bhutani samvanchanti. They have used a word vanam. Vanam means upasitavyam. That means this means vanyate iti vanam. Vanyate means sevyate. Vanyate sevyate iti vanam. Generally in Vyutpatti, in etymology, we always write like that. That first the word, then what is the meaning? Vanyate sevyate iti vanam. That means sevyate is the meaning of vanyate. Atati vyapnoti iti atma. Atati means vyapnoti. So we are saying atati vyapnoti iti atma. Atma means which is all pervading. So he says tat ha tad vanam nama. That Brahman is called vanam. I am hearing for the first time that Brahman is called vanam. Why vanam? Because he is worshipable for upasitavya. Worship should be worshipped by all the pranis, everybody, because he is the Atma of everybody. He is to be, by whatever we do, he is being served. So he is the Atma of everything, the essence of everything, all the pranis. Tasmad Brahma tad vanam iti upasitavyam. Upasitavyam means it should be worshipped, it ought to be worshipped. As what? Tad vanam iti upasitavyam. In other Upanishads, various such statements are there, how it has to be worshipped. He says that therefore, because it is in all the pranis and it is the worshipable in all the pranis, in all the beings, so we have to upasana, we have to do the worship for Brahman or think about the Brahman, sitting close to this idea that he is worshipable for everybody. He is the Atma of everybody. Saha yaha etad Brahma evam veda. One who knows this Brahman as the worshipable. The word is not proper. There is some other English word now. You see there in the English book? Adorable. So, saha ya etad Brahma evam veda. One who knows this Brahman as adorable for everybody, sitting in the heart of everybody, as the Atma of everybody. Enam ha sarvani bhutani abhisamvanchanti. Then what happens to him? These are all the phalashruti. That is ordinary, nobody will like to do so much of trouble for Brahman realization. He says that one who realizes the Brahman like this, then those who are praying to Brahman for anything they have, kama, their desires, those who are praying to Brahman, they will pray from him also. Do you get it? A person who realizes the Brahman like this, by contemplating like this, he become adorable for everybody, that the people who are adoring Brahman will adore him also. And they will ask for abhivanchanti, means whatever they want. As so many people are coming to Swamiji. Who is wanting jnana? Rarely. Everybody wants something or other. So they are coming because they consider Swamiji as a jnani. So he is saying that sarvani bhutani avivanchanti, because if is that, here you can quote that Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.10. Yam yam lokam manasa sammibhati vishuddha sattva kamayate yamscha kaman tam tam lokam jayate tamscha kaman tasmat atmajnam hyarchayet bhutikamaha. याद है? यम यम लोकम मनसा संविभाति विशुद्ध सत्व कामयते यांश्च कामान tam tam lokam jayate tamshcha kaman tasmat atmajnam hi archayet bhuti kamaha. And atmajna is a vishuddha sattva. Vishuddha sattva means whose being has become freed of all the raga, dvesha, bhaya, etc., all the impurities, all the dvandvas, you can say better is bheda buddhi, who has become abheda darshanam jnanam. Atmajna will be abheda darshi. That is, in spite of all the differences, he will find everything is Atma alone or consciousness alone. So, abheda darshi is the Atmajna. Such a person is called Vishuddha Sattvaha also. It is not only Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna is one of the three gunas. It is objective. Vishuddha Sattva is about when he identifies himself with the consciousness. It is a Gunatita Sthiti. When he goes beyond the bondage of Sattva Guna also, then he becomes Vishuddha Sattvaha. To become a Sattva Guni, he has to get over the bondage of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Then he becomes Sattva Guni. But to become Vishuddha Sattva, he has to get over the bondage of Sattva Guna also, so that he becomes Gunatita. So Vishuddha Sattva is not Sattvika, it is beyond that. It is Gunatita Bhumi, where he becomes Abheda Darshi. Guna Guneshu Vartanta iti matva na sajjate. So he says that Vishuddha Sattva kamayate yamscha kaman. Whatever is appearing in the mind, will the Vishuddha Sattva will have any desire? Normally he will not. But whatever appears in his mind, tam tam lokam jayate tamscha kaman, that will happen. Why? Because his mind being free of the ego and the usual desires of raga, dvesha, partial, etc., his mind is in tune with the fundamental harmony of nature. So as something happening in the nature, his mind also resonates with that. So any thought coming in his mind, it gets fructified in nature. It may take time, but it will be part of nature manifesting. So, tam tam lokam jayate tamscha kaman. By that loka appears, that loka is manifest. Yam yam lokam manasa samvibhati, samyak vibhati. In his mind, whatever samyak rupena vibhati, whatever appears. So suppose a person has come and the jnani thinks that, oh, he is suffering so much, but such a good person, something should happen. If his mind starts thinking about it, sankalpa comes in his mind, then that person's prayer will be fructified. It need not be so much explicit also. Even seeing a person having lot of, say, some kalmasha, that is some impurity in a person. Suppose disciples are moving around. Seeing a disciple also, the guru will think that this impurity should go. So it will start working in the disciple. It need not be always through conversation or pointing out. Adang dhulai is necessary sometimes, that it has to be given. That is different. But generally, just by the presence of the knower, things will get purified around. Because his mind has the sankalpa of purity around. Tasmat atmajnam hi archayet bhuti kamaha. So therefore, those who are having some desires in his mind, they should go and worship the jnani. Rather than worshipping a stone idol, they should go to the jnani and worship him. That is what Mundaka Upanishad is saying. And it happens also. They do also. So, enam, the Anvaya I have read already, na? Tat ha tad vanam nama. Tat ha tad vanam nama. His name is Vanam. That Brahman is called Vanam. Tasmat Brahma tad Vanam iti upasitavyam. Brahman has to be worshipped as tad Vanam. Sahaya etad evam veda. By worshipping that, when he comes to know this Brahman in this manner, then what happens to him? Enam ha sarva. Ha means emphasis. Yes, indeed. Enam ha sarvani bhutani abhisambhanchanti. As they pray to the Brahman, they will pray to this knower of Brahman also in that manner. So it is generally the Upanishad will end with a Falashruti like this. It is end. This is the end of the Upanishad. Falashruti is already told. Now in the 4.7, the disciple is saying, Upanishadam bho bruhi ityuktata Upanishad Brahmim vava ta Upanishadam abrumeti. The disciple says, Bhoho, O Bhagavan, O Lord, Upanishadam bruhi. May, you can add may bruhi. That is, O Guru or Bhagavan, tell me Upanishad. Bruhi iti. Tell me the Upanishad. Guru says, Te means tubhyam, to you. Upanishad ukta. The Upanishad is already told to you. Whatever we have been speaking, it is Upanishad only. Upanishad ukta te. And not only Upanishad. What I have told you is Brahmim Upanishadam Bhava. Bhava means Eva. Bhava is same as Eva. It is the Brahmi Upanishad. That means it is about the Brahman alone. Brahma Upanishadam. In the Shanti Mantra it is there, no? Brahma Upanishadam. Not in this, some other Shanti Mantra. Brahmim Upanishadam Bhava Te Abrumaiti. I have told you this Brahmi Upanishad, Brahma Upanishad I have told you. Te Abrumaiti. Iti. I have told you. Abruma is lung, na? Lang Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam. Abruma, I have told you. Now, what is he saying? What is the meaning of this? Why is he saying that you tell me Upanishad? Did he not understand anything? That means he thinks that there should be some other practices along with it. The tattva has been told. But if there is something which if I can know, I can practice it well. Because the Guru has not ended the Upanishad saying that Sa Parakashta and all those things, that it is the end. This is what we have heard from our ancient people, up to this only, beyond that. That Kathopanishad also it is there. This is what we know, up to this and not beyond, etc. Such statements are not there. So the Shishya is thinking that some other sadhana he has not spoken of, something should be spoken also. Actually, even if the sadhana is spoken, generally the Shishyas will ask Swamiji, but Swamiji, how to do it? How to practice it? It is like that also you can say. That today that lady says, yes, I understood, but it is difficult. Whenever anybody is saying that understood, but it is difficult, means there is a resistance that she doesn't want to practice. That is why she is saying difficult. What difficulty is there? Then when I explained with the tension and all that, is it not more comfortable? Then she smiled. She smiled only, did not say that no, it is easy this way or anything like that. So these questions will be there, that what is the practice? So he is saying that, thinking that the Guru understands that why my disciple is saying that you tell me the Upanishad, that means something is left out. I have to direct him. That means the Shishya is, that is why I was saying that day, it is meant for an inferior Shishya. Inferior Shishya means when the Shishyas are told about Jnana, they should be like Nachiketa. As Yamaraja said that, may more and more disciple like you come and Brahma Sadhana is wide open, you just walk in, like that. But here what happens when the Shishya is not able to grasp the Tattva, then you have, that means the enough of purity is not had. This is the important point here. When the mind becomes pure, then automatically the knowledge becomes murta in that pure mind. Murta means it takes manifest in that mind. A pure mind, the knowledge manifests in a pure mind. So whenever we are not able to grasp the knowledge or hold the knowledge, retain the knowledge, it means there are impurities in the mind. So the impurities have to be treated. So how will you treat the impurities? By various practices. So he is now telling what are the practices you have to do to treat the impurities. Do you get the sequence? It is very important. 4.8. Tasyai. Here it is tasyai na. It is tasyaha. Again that Vedic prayoga tasyai they have written. But it should be tasyaha. Not wrong in the book, but actually it should be tasyaha according to the Panini grammar. Tasyai tapodamah karmeti pratishtha.
Tasyai tapodamah karmeti pratishtha.
Vedah sarvangani.
Vedah sarvangani.
Satyamayatanam. Tasyai tapodamah karmeti pratishtha.
Tasyai tapodamah karmeti pratishtha.
Vedah sarvangani. Na Vedah, you can say that. Vedah sarvangani. Satyamayatanam. Now this is the instruction. After giving the Adhidaiva and Adhyatmika, now when he said that tell me the Upanishad again, that means whatever tattva of the Upanishad, Brahma Upanishad has been discussed, he needs some sadhana to grasp that. So he says, tapaha, damaha, karma, tasyaha, pratishtha. To have that knowledge, where does it stand? Pratishtha chahiye. नहीं तो बिल्डिंग बना दिया वो गिर जाएगा, बिल्डिंग गिर जाएगा. उसके लिए प्लिंथ बनाना चाहिए. Firmly the pillars have to be made. The pillars are tapaha, damaha, karma. 3. Actually there should be 4, but the 4th one they have said it is the ayatanam. That itself is the abode. Satya should come there. But Satya they have taken as the ayatanam. So it is a building standing on 3 pillars, with Satya being the ayatanam, the main building. Tapaha, damaha, karma, tasyaha, pratishtha. Here tasyaha because pratishtha is thrilling. So the pratishtha of Brahman is tapaha, damaha and karma. That we have to go into each of them. Vedaha sarvangani. All the 4 Vedas, along with the Vedangas. There are 4 Vedas and 6 Vedangas. In Mundakopanishad they are very briefly given that Rigvedo, Yajurvedo, Samavedaha, Atharvavedaha. Rigvedo, Yajurvedaha, Samavedo, Atharvavedaha. Shiksha, Kalpo, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chando, Jyotishamiti. 4 Vedas, Rigvedo, Yajurvedaha, Samavedo, Atharvavedaha. 4 Vedas and 6 Vedangas. Shiksha, Kalpaha, Niruktaha, Shiksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chando, Jyotishamiti. The 6. Now, they are all the pratishtha. In Mundakopanishad, before telling that, he said, Angiras said, Dve vidye veditavye. That is very important. Veditavye means have to be studied, known. 2 are the vidyas. What is that? One is inferior and one is para, supreme, another is apara, means inferior. But he says, dve vidye veditavye, both have to be learned. The moment you are told that this is inferior and this is supreme, all will say that I want the supreme, I don't want the inferior. Who will want for the inferior? So he said, no, you will not be able to grasp the supreme unless you have your pratishtha in the inferior. So by saying that sarvangani, Vedaha sarvangani, they are not saying that the Vedangas will take you to the truth. But you have to have your pratishtha there. That with the knowledge of the Vedanga, you will be able to understand the Vedas. And with that, you have to further go to have the Paravidya. What is Paravidya? Yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. These are all inferior vidya, aparavidya. Paravidya yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate, by which the imperishable, the unchanging truth is realized. That is only the Paravidya. So, Satyena labhyastapasa, every day you are chanting, na? Yesha Atma samyajnanena brahmacharyena nityam antasharire jyotirmayo hi shubhro. Then yam pashyanti yatayaha kshina-doshaha. This kshina-doshaha, yatayaha, yatis who have renounced, kshina-doshaha, there all the kalmasha, all the impurities have to go on, have to go. Then Antasha Sharire Jyotirmayo hi Shubhro. It is a permanent, it is not like the lightning and the Unmilan Nimishanapi. It's not a flash of a lightning. It's a Jyotirmaya presence inside. Na chakshusha grishyate napi vacha nanyairi devai tapasa karmana va jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha tatastutam pashyate nishkalam dhyayamana. I hope it is correct. He says that na chakshusha pashyate napi vacha. It cannot, by any of the senses, it cannot be attained. Nanyairi devai tapasa karmanava. By any other tapas, deva, worship of deity or tapas or karma also, it will not become. It will not be had. Then how? Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha. It will come only by the jnana prasada, the placidity of the mind resulting from the induction, by the absorption of the knowledge. That knowledge setting in act. What do you call it? Actualization of the knowledge, realization of the knowledge. Then that jnana prasada will come. The jnana will make our mind placid. Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha. This jnana prasada will take away all the bheda buddhi. The mind will rest in abheda darshana. So it will become vishuddha sattvaha. Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha. Tatastutam pashyate nishkalam dhyayamanaha. Nishkalam, this is the important point there. There should not be any part. It is there's no limitation, no fragmentation, no nothing. So a vision is not nishkalam. It is here, but other places. When I am seeing a deity or anything, it is not nishkalam. It is only a spatially limited, time limited. Nishkalam means it is not limited by anything because it is a subject. It is not an object. It's not an object that there will be limitation. Subject there cannot be. It's not in the objectude. Nishkalam dhyayamanaha. Tapaha in... It is also Mundaka Upanishad. Near that Satyena Labhyas Tapasa there. Satyena Labhyas Tapasa is 3.1.5, I think. Then it will be 3.1.8 or something. 2-3 verse matters here. 3.1 chapter. That. Now, tapaha, Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter, you look into that. What are the three kinds of tapas, etc. Satvika, Rajasika, this and that. Then, what is Vangmaya tapaha? What is Manasa tapaha? Bhagavad Gita hai. Damaha. Damaha means that this whatever is the tapaha, it means that normally we are slave to the circumstances, slave to our outgoing vrittis. So whatever makes us master of our outgoing vrittis is tapas. Suppose fasting is a tapas. Why? Because we are always hankering after food. The moment we see, we are gulping it. So a fasting means my tendency to always run after food, what I like, will be restrained. So it will make me master of the food. Or say even taking without salt for some time or whatever. That whatever we have become slave to the taste, etc. to restrict it from there. So that I win over my slavery. So whatever helps us to win over the slavery to the worldly things is tapas. This is the fundamental definition of tapas. Damaha is actually generally referred to the indriyas, that is, interactions with the outside world, unless it is disciplined. If we give indulgence to the indulgence in the sense indulgence, then again we will become slave. So to have the mastery, we have to have a sense discipline. That is the damaha basically. Any sense discipline is damaha. Similarly, shamaha is the mind discipline. That means it will not be always led helter and skelter by the desires, by the all kinds of desires. The mind runs around. So at shamaha means reasonably desire-free mind. The more and more it becomes desire-free, it takes to shamaha. Here they have not mentioned about shamaha. Karma. Karma, those days it used to mean the Vedic karma. Those days it was Vedic karma. Now you can consider all karma, but we can think that they were doing the jajna. Now we can do the karma with the jajna attitude. That means not to become happy by doing anything. Whatever to be done as a contribution to the universal jajna, the jajna of the universal Lord, as everything is moving. The whole universe is a jajna of the Lord. Like that, my body, mind, personality, my lifespan also is to be spent in offering in the jajna of the universal Lord. So the karma becomes jajna for us also. We can convert our karma into jajna. So then that becomes the karma. That becomes the purificatory process of the mind, because always we are doing, thinking that I will become happy by gaining the result. When we start doing with this impersonal attitude, with this jajna bhavana, then that attitude goes on purifying our ego, our desires, everything. So all these three will take us to purity, the purification of the mind. These are the pratishtha of this Brahman. Then in study, Vedaha Sarvangani. These 6 Vedangas, if you go into it, these are all extremely important. All are sciences. Shiksha means science of pronunciation. To do the pronunciation properly, our whole being has to be integrated. The body, mind, intelligence have to be focused. The exact good pronunciation will not come unless we understand the meaning, apply our buddhi also, and even understand the bhava also. The proper, suppose Mahajnani. This, when we are saying Maha, this Maha means something great. So in our expression of the word, when we are chanting, if it is coming Maha Karmi, Mahajnani or Maha Bhokta, that Maha should be said as Maha, not as Maha. Is it not so? All the chantings, that when the mind and the intelligence, everything is focused, then it will have its full force. Then that will transform our being also. Shiksha Kalpaha. Kalpaha means the science of rituals. all the, oh, Are, you did not remind me. It's already crossed the time. So we will do tomorrow. I thought I will finish it today. एक मंत्र भी है, कल करेंगे फिर, ठीक है. The शांति मंत्र बोलो, एक साथ बोलेंगे. Together, there's already time has passed. ध्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोद निराकरणमस्तु निराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. So since one more day we are taking, we will go deeper into the tapas and all those things.